Hey everyone, Dockwell here, and welcome to another video. Today's video is going to be all of the builds for every mid-hero for the patch 7.30E, and I did this for carry recently last week, and I'm just going to go over pretty much every hero and just the general build that you should be building this patch. And obviously these things will change with the new patches slightly here and there, but honestly they don't change all that much unless something new is discovered. So every big patch that comes along, when there's big changes, I may do another one of these every so often just to give you general overviews of what to do on these heroes. I will say pretty much always follow the in-game guides, whether it's Tortellini or Immortal Faith. I think they're almost always on point. You can choose which one you like better. They're pretty much always going to be better than something you just make up yourself. I would say if you don't want to follow one of those, you can always go to Dota 2 Pro Tracker and see what the pros have been building and just follow that. That's also another great way to do it. But we're just going to jump in here. So Alchemist also was a carry hero. I pretty much, we'll go to the guides here. Alchemist, also a carry hero. I did him, I went over him in the carry video as well. Pretty straightforward. I think you want to go with the right-click build, but you can also go for this Radiance build if you want. From the mid lane, I think you can go Radiance pretty quickly because obviously you can get that a little bit better, but you want to just go your general like Soul Ring, Phase Boots, Radiance, and then BKB and all these normal items. It's a normal Alchemist build, just like the carry build. I don't think it's really any different. Next, we are going to look at Arc Warden. Arc Warden, I think I covered Arc Warden again in the carry build. Pretty straightforward, pretty simple. You usually want to be getting Hand of Midas. You always want to be getting Boots of Travel pretty much with this hero. It's a must to get Boots of Travel. Not always Hand of Midas, but a lot of times, especially from mid, you can usually get it at a great time. Maelstrom as well, and Boots of Travel, and then you just get a bunch of these items, whatever you need. Do you need Manta? Usually I'd rather just go BKB if I really need it, but even then, you sometimes don't even need that, if you're just using your Tempest double to like push out waves and things like that. But yeah, you're usually upgrading to Mjolnir. Sometimes you're getting a Sheep Stick. You're getting Bloodthorn, all of that kind of stuff. MKB, anything like that. Whatever you need to just like kill people and you can just dominate the game from there. Clinks, I think I talked about him in the carry video as well. Basically, with this hero, you're going to go for the Maelstrom build. You're going to rush Maelstrom pretty much every time. And then sometimes you get Dragonlance. I wouldn't go Dragonlance every time, but basically go Maelstrom into Scotty into BKB, and then you can kind of switch it up from there. Do you need MKB? Do you want to go Sheep for extra lockdown? You probably want to get your Ags Shard in there somewhere. You might even go Ags and those kinds of things, but generally it's the Maelstrom, possibly Dragonlance into Eye of Scotty and BKB. That's pretty much what you want to do, and then you'll probably get some kind of crit or something else like that, usually maybe MKB something to do even more damage. Next, we're going to go Gyro. Gyro, not super popular right now, was popular in the past, but not the best. But pretty much what you're going to do is you're going to get Mask of Madness, or you're going to get Maelstrom, and you're also going to get Ags every time. I think I covered it in the carry video as well. Then you're going to go BKB, probably not SNY. I wouldn't buy that on this hero. Then Monkey King Bar, Satanic, and probably Butterfly. Typical carry items for that hero. Next, we'll do Lina. So Lina is an interesting hero. You can go like a magic damage kind of build on this hero. You can buy Yules, you can buy Ags, you can even buy Bloodstone. I would not do that. I think this hero is best to buy. We'll go to I have the Roamer selected right now. We'll go to the core for Tortellini or Immortal Faith. I think this is the best way to build this hero right now. You get Bottle. Every mid hero gets a Bottle pretty much. You get a Null Talisman if you want, and you go Boots. You go straight into Boots of Travel and then straight into BKB. This is really good. You can be all around the map, so you can push towers, you can gank, you can counter gank, all of those kinds of things. You're really, really fast with the Boots of Travel, and then you go straight BKB because you're doing a lot of damage. You're doing a ton of magic damage. You are doing right-click damage a lot because of your innate ability to right-click, and now you just need the survivability. BKB is just a great first item for this hero for survivability, and then from there, you just go straight into pure damage. If you feel like you need some survivability, you can go Lincoln's, you can go your Shadow Blade, to just like hunt people down. You definitely want to get Daedalus. I think you get Daedalus on this hero like every time. You do so much insane damage. MKB if you really need it, if someone has evasion. Satanic to put yourself back up to full, all of that kind of stuff. I would kind of skip the magic damage build on this hero a lot because I just don't think it's as good. Right now, she's such a good right-clicker. She's really, really good at right-clicking, so just keep that in mind. Don't go Yules. Don't go any of these right-click builds. Just go these magic damage builds. Just go right-click. No Yules, nothing like that. So Boots of Travel first, then BKB. Next, Lone Druid. Not really a hero that's super popular, but you don't want to go Radiance on this hero. Every time, I think it's like glitching. You don't want to go Radiance on this hero ever. It's pretty much not good for the bear. You basically don't want to go, I don't know why it's saying core pipe and things like that. I don't think that's good either. Pretty much how you want to play this hero is you want to buy Orb of Corrosion, you want to buy Mask of Madness, all right-click damage. Mask of Madness, Deso, MKB, Assault Cuirass, possibly BKB, Basher, all of those kinds of things. I would even say Orb of Corrosion, Mask of Madness, into Deso, into Basher, Assault Cuirass. Only MKB if you really need it, and BKB if you really need it, but even Shadow Blade, those kinds of things. Then you can get Ags to split push, all this kind of stuff, but you really want to be buying those right-click items for your bear because you can just take towers like in 2 seconds. It's really, really easy once you hit that 2 or 3 item timing. Next, we have Magnus. So the Magnus mid build is going to be pretty much you want to, well, that's off lane. We'll just do, pretty much he's only being played off lane a lot, so a lot of these builds are off lane. I'll see if I can get one that's more of a core mid. I think this is, yeah, this is good because this is the off lane build. This is the core build. You basically want to be buying Power Treads, Blink, Echo Saber possibly. Then you go BKB, you go crit, you go a little bit more damage. But you still need Blink. You still want Echo Saber, I think, to get those 2 clicks in. You probably still want Ag's Shard, so it's similar to off lane. But you're just going to go for more aggressive items. Like, you're probably going to go crit. You can even go AC. You can go more aggressive items, more right-click damage-oriented items, not just your team fight items. Now, if you have a lot of other right-click damage, if you think you have a lot of damage, you just need lockdown, you can go for this more lockdown build. It's totally possible. You're just going to get it a little bit earlier. But if you don't think you need, or if you need damage, you can go for the damage build. That's kind of my thinking about this here. You can go these items, or you can get, your crit, you can get your satanic, you can get your silver edge and those kinds of things, or AC on the hero. I really like that version of the hero, but it just depends on the game. Meepo. Now, Meepo is your typical, Smurf. Not a lot of people play Meepo unless they're smurfing or they're just like a Meepo spammer, but you're going to get your Dragonlance for stats, Blink, Eye of Scotty, E-Blade, Scythe, all of that kind of stuff, Heart, all these kinds of things. Just super tanky agility items. That's pretty much what you're going to do. I'm not a super big Meepo fan. I don't see him a lot, but you're just going to get these tanky items. Probably Dragonlance into Blink, potentially Scotty or E-Blade, whichever one's better, and just play him that way. Next, we're going to go Monkey. So Monkey mid, I would say Monkey mid, you're probably going to either buy Phase Boots or Power Treads, maybe Phase Boots more if you're mid, and then you either want to go Maelstrom or Echo Saber, and then like probably Desolator, BKB, these kinds of things, but you do want to like be more aggressive, so I would say BKB is probably a better early on item. I might skip Maelstrom, I might just go right for the Echo Saber, BKB, maybe Deso, just to be a little bit more aggressive, a little more tanky, a little bit more of a space maker, a little bit less of a farmer. So that's how I would play this hero from mid, because you don't want to be just another carry. You kind of do want to make a little bit of space. Next, Morphling. You can kind of go 2 builds on this hero. You can either go the magic damage build with the Ethereal Blade. Now, you go this E-Blade. I think I talked about this in the carry, version, is that you go this if you have a lot of squishy heroes that you think you can kill. I would say you should probably go this mid. If you're going to go mid, I would say you probably want to go the more magic damage build, because you can come online a little bit earlier, you have more skill points, more levels, those kinds of things. You can blow people up a little bit better, but you can also choose to go your Manta style. You can go, your right-click damage. I think you want to go E-Blade, though, from the mid lane, and then you transition into your right-click damage kind of hero from that. Sniper. Someone said why Sniper wasn't in the carry department. I think carry, in the carry video, I think Sniper is kind of transitioning more to a carry, but he's pretty much traditionally a mid. But how I think you should play this hero, I think you probably want to get Dragonlance, you probably want to get Maelstrom, obviously Treads and all those kinds of things, and then you want to get some right-click damage. BKB or Hurricane Pike, I don't love both. I don't love upgrading Hurricane Pike unless I have to, unless it's a must, because you need some damage on this hero. You need MKB, you need Daedalus, you need some kind of damage, but you can get BKB, you can get Scotty, you can get some tanky stuff, but I would really like to have BKB, I would like to have a full Mjolnir, a BKB, a Satanic, and BKB Satanic are kind of my, passive items that help me tank, and then I would get a Daedalus, possibly finishing a Hurricane Pike, but maybe even Scotty or MKB then as well, because I want damage on this here. You want to just be able to destroy people, and especially when you use the take aim active now, you just absolutely annihilate people. TA. So TA is one hero that the build doesn't really change. You pretty much go, I would skip Dragonlance on this hero, to be honest. I would skip Dragonlance. I don't think that it's the best. I think it used to be OP in the past. I think it can be good. The range is still good, but it's just not as OP as it was. So I would really try to get that Deso blink timing as much as possible. If you think you need your tankiness, you can go Dragon Lance. I'm not saying it's the worst. I know a lot of people build this on her, and I don't think it's the worst thing, but I just never liked that it's taking up a slot. The Desolator blink is just going to be so worth it, and getting your BKB timing is going to be really important as well. So I think you just need these 3 items for sure, and then you can get Daedalus, you can get MKB, you can get your Ags to teleport around, all of those kinds of things. You can upgrade to Swift Blink eventually, and you just become a beastly right-click hero. Next is Zeus. Zeus is one where you obviously get Bottle, you get Arcane Boots, and I think you basically go Aether Lens into Boots of Travel into Ags. So I really think Boots of Travel is a must on this hero. It just makes you a lot harder to catch. You're a lot quicker. You're just not this slow hero anymore. You're actually pretty quick. You can get around the map. You can split push. Obviously, you probably need a defensive item if you're against some kind of spirit hero or someone that can easily pick you off. But that's why I really like Boots of Travel, because you can be around the map a lot more. You can kind of play a little bit more defensive, and you're not caught out of position or caught on one side of the map constantly when you have this TP up that you can TP to side lanes. You can also TP to fights a lot better. You don't have to just sit back and just sit in the base or whatever you want to do. You can be present in fights, and then you can get your Ags at a good timing. So I really do like the Aether Lens into Boots of Travel, into Ag Scepter, and then you can kind of mix it up from there. Do you want to go for your Kaya Sange? Do you want to go for Bloodstone? I don't really love Bloodstone, but I think Blink is good, Refresher is good, Arcane Blink, upgrading to Octarine Core is eventually good. You know, obviously if you need, I think if you need BKB, you can definitely go BKB. You can go Yules, you can go Aeon Disc. I would say BKB is something you can definitely buy on the hero eventually. So that's Zeus. That's how to play Zeus. That's how to build Zeus. Next, we're going to look at Broodmother. So Broodmother's kind of a weird hero. I don't really know what's good about the hero right now. I'm not sure how to play the hero. It's not very popular. It seems kind of bad. It was really good in the past, and you were building auras on the hero, but from the mid lane, you probably are just going to go Orchid, honestly. You're probably going to go Orchid, BKB, and go this build. I would say just follow this build. I don't know much about the hero, but I would follow this build if I was going to play this hero, to be honest. I wouldn't go team fight items with this hero from the mid lane. I would go more aggressive items. Next, we're going to go DP. I'm not a huge Death Prophet player, but you pretty much probably buy a little more nulls, null talismans than most other heroes because you want to get that damage up. I would also go Boots of Travel in this hero as well. I think being around the map, clearing waves, pushing waves out is extremely important. It just amps your farm up so much, and you really want that. I would say Yules is one of these items that I just don't love. I don't love getting Yules. Now, obviously, it's good on this hero. It saves this hero. I think this is one of the heroes that, if you're going to buy Yules, it's this hero that you can buy Yules on. It's pretty much one of the only heroes that I would buy Yules. It's really, really good for everything, for movement speed and all that kind of stuff. But if you think you can get away with it, you can go straight into BKB, almost like Lina. But then you're going to want to buy maybe Blink, but I would say Shivas, possibly Ags. Ags is really, really good. Even Kaya and Sange, those kinds of things. Very good. But Yules is pretty good. I would say Yules is maybe a must on the hero, but I just don't love the item in general. Next, we're going to go DK. DK from the mid lane. You're probably going to buy a Brace. You're going to buy a Soul Ring. Get some tankiness, extra mana. You definitely want the Soul Ring almost every time. Power Treads. Then you're probably going to go Blink first, just because you want to get that initiation, BKB, and then Ags. This is pretty much the build, straight up right here. Now you can maybe mix something else in. You need a Heaven's Halberd, you can go that. You think you need to go Invis instead of Blink or whatever, you can go that. You know, there's something that just cancels a lot of blinks, you can buy Silver Edge instead. If you need the Silver Edge break, go that. But I think this is generally the build, and then you can go into Assault Cuirass or Bloodthorn or whatever you need to go from there to be kind of more of a right-click hero. But really, the Ags is so good, you need BKB. Blink is also really, really good for being aggressive early on. So I think this is definitely the build for DK. Next, we're going to go with LESHRAC. LESHRAC, I think, another hero that you can buy Boots of Travel on. I would go this item almost first every single time, so you can be around the map as much as possible. Another hero that can buy Yules, I think Yules is important for this hero for landing stuns. So it's one of these things that I do think that Yules is actually really important on the hero. I would buy it almost every time. Then you can get Kaya Sange, Black King Bar, Shiva's Guard, Octarine Core, all of this kind of thing. You can go Bloodstone if you want, but I don't love it on the hero, all of that kind of stuff. But this is the build, I think. I think you generally want to go this build. Probably you will go Yules. I definitely would get Boots first, Boots of Travel first, and then go into Kaya and Sange, and then all of these items. So that's pretty much how you play LESHRAC. Next, we'll go Necro. I really, really like Necro. I think he's actually pretty strong right now. I would say I would go Null Talisman. Stick, obviously you're going to get that every time. It depends on the game that I'm playing. Some games I would just keep my Arcane Boots and try to go into Pipe if I think there's a lot of magic damage. I would also want to get Shiva's Guard. I would want to get Kaya Sanj. I want to get a bunch of these items. I would say basically the thing to think is, do I want Guardian Greaves? Do I need to purge stuff? Do I think I'm going to get it early? Is it good this game, or is Pipe better? I would go one or the other. I don't love going both. So if I do want to get one or the other, I would probably, honestly, maybe go Arcane Boots and then eventually disassemble it if I can, and get like Boots of Travel or something, you know, possibly. But I wouldn't want to go both Pipe and Guardian Greaves. I don't think it's the best. I want to get a Lotus Orb or Shiva's, those kinds of things eventually, maybe Sheep, Aeon Disc. You can look to be aggressive with Dagon. It's kind of memey. I don't love Ags. I don't love Radiance. I don't love Rod of Atos either because the right clicks aren't super fast from this hero. BKB is definitely an option. Heart is an option. And I actually really like Kaya and Sanj. I think Kaya and Sanj is a must. I think it's actually one that you should definitely put up here. If you're getting Pipe, you should go like Pipe, Kaya and Sanj. You should go Guardian Greaves, Kaya Sanj. If you don't need the Lotus Order, you don't need the BKB. Next, we're going to go OD. OD, I'm pretty sure OD just gets Meteor Hammer every single time. Get Meteor Hammer, use it on people with your Astral, use it on towers as much as possible. Then if you think you want to go more of an Astral build, you can go this, or you can go straight into right-click damage. You can go BKB into like Blink with Scythe, all this kind of stuff. You can get a little bit more right-click damage in with attack speed and those kinds of things. You can even get Witchblade potentially if you don't want to go this Agnum Scepter kind of locking people down build. Then I would do that. Next, we're going to go Pugna. Pugna, not super popular right now, but this hero, basically, you're going to build him pretty similar to how you would think you're going to build him. You're going to build your boots, you're going to build Arcane, disassemble into Aether Lens, eventually Boots of Travel, probably Octarine Core, and then mix in something if you need. Do you need BKB? Do you want to lock someone down with Rod of Atos? Do you need Force Staff? Do you need any of these supportish items? Or do you need to be more aggressive? Do you think you're not going to die so you can get your Blink, so you can get Kaya Sanj, all of that kind of stuff? Can you get Dagon? All of these kinds of things. But really, it's Aether Lens, super important. I think Boots of Travel really important to make this hero fast as well. You probably want to buy BKB at some point. Razor, I think I covered him in the carry video, but basically you want to basically be buying Maelstrom straight into BKB and then pretty much buying like Satanic and Refresher. Like you want to go straight up Refresher on this hero. I might even skip the Maelstrom. I would probably say Falcon Blade, BKB, like Satanic Refresher or something like that. Basically, Satanic is so good on the hero. I think Falcon Blade gives you what you need. I don't think you need Maelstrom. I think you just need BKB. So, and obviously I'm seeing people go Refresher like third item. And then you can mix in your Butterfly, you can mix in an Eye of Scotty, you can mix in whatever else you need. But I would say Falcon Blade, BKB, possibly Satanic or Scotty, and then Refresher. Shadow Fiend, I think the Shadow Fiend build is the right-click build. I don't think the Yules and any of that stuff is very good right now. I think this here is really, really good with the right-click build. So then you'll go your Power Treads, and then you go straight into, I think you can get Boots of Travel potentially, but Treads is normal, and then BKB, Dragonlance. I would say maybe Dragonlance before BKB. If you're going to go Dragonlance, you go before BKB, and then you get the BKB, and then you go your right-click build. You go Daedalus, you go Satanic, you go Butterfly, all of that kind of stuff. Potentially AC if you think it's really a good game for AC. I would skip Manta Style. I would not buy that on this hero. I would just go BKB instead. It's just a lot better. And then you can get a Lincoln's if you need something like that or whatever. I would just skip the Manta. I would skip the magic damage build. I would go straight for BKB and right-click damage. Silencer. This hero, kind of not really a mid right now, but if you are going to play it mid, it's kind of the Ags build is the big thing. I would potentially go Witchblade as well. I'd probably go my Boots of Travel or my Treads into Witchblade, into Ags and BKB, potentially Kai and Sanj. I don't love that on this hero, but I would go more right-click damage, maybe MKB, maybe even Hurricane Pike if I needed, Scythe, those kinds of things. That's how I play that hero. For SKYWRATH. SKYWRATH, I'm going some Null Talismans, I'm going Boots of Travel, and I'm going Rod of Atos as fast as possible. I'm not really going Aether Lens. I don't think this is that great for core SKYWRATH. I would go maybe Rod of Atos first to rush it, and Boots of Travel if I can, but all of these. Then I'm going I'm just amping up my damage, whether that's Kaya Sanj if I need some tankability, whether that's an Ethereal Blade, or definitely a Scythe of Ice. I think Scythe is so good. BKB if I need some survivability, potentially Lincoln's if I do too. Next, we're going to go Timbersaw. So Timbersaw from the mid lane, I would say you basically just want to buy normal Timbersaw items. Do you need a pipe? Usually you're going to need a pipe. There's a lot of magic damage heroes from mid lane. I would just go straight into that. Probably Arcane Boots, Soul Ring, and then Hood of Defiance, possibly a Pipe, possibly Yules, Kaiasange if you need it, a lot of magic damage stuff. Just buy all your normal Timbersaw items. Look to be aggressive. I don't think it's very hard to really play this hero. Just play him like the off lane, but from mid. Viper. So Viper, I'm thinking this hero is, I've played him a little bit recently, but I think this hero goes Boots of Travel again. It makes him a lot faster, a lot more presence on the map than otherwise this slow lumbering hero. I don't like to go like, you know, Pipe, or I don't like to go Guardian Greaves. I like to be more aggressive, and I like going for the right click build. So going Boots of Travel first, getting Dragonlance, getting BKB, Scotty, all of this kind of stuff, and going more right-click. Potentially Satanic, definitely the Agnum's Shard. The Shard is really what makes this hero strong, because you can use your Spit to your Q, your Poison attack, to damage buildings, and that's really what makes this hero strong, and I think that's really good. But that's how I would play it, more of a right-click build. Next, I don't play this hero at all. I would say follow the build here. Get your, you know, Tranquils, get Orchid. I see Orchid on this hero, and then Ags, and then BKB, and then AC. This is exactly how I would build it. I don't think I would change anything up. Potentially Boots of Travel instead of Tranquil Boots. I think that's the only thing I would change. Otherwise, this is exactly how I would build the Visage. Next is BATRIDER. So BATRIDER is going to be one where I rush Boots of Travel again. Very good on this hero. And I might even skip Blink. I think Blink is good, but I think Boots of Travel into BKB is almost all you need at this point. And then maybe Blink if you think you need it. If you definitely need Blink to get initiations, I would buy it. But if you're doing well without Blink, you can just go straight into the BKB, and then you can get, you know, your Aetherlands. You can even get Octarine. You can get Shivas. You can survive without Blink on this hero. Obviously, it's really good, but if you don't have to buy it, you don't need to. But Boots of Travel definitely first. BKB definitely as a second or third item. Next is Ember Spirit. Ember Spirit, pretty strong right now. I would say I would go Boots of Travel on this hero. I think buying travel on your Spirit heroes is extremely important. It just gives you so much more presence on the map. I think higher MMRs, sure, you should build phase boots. If you really need phase boots, if you don't think you're going to get your travel time, okay, don't get that. But I think you want to get travels on this hero. Now, you don't want to get travels first. I think you need to get Maelstrom first. You rush Maelstrom. I think you go Brown Boots into Maelstrom. Potentially Orb of Corrosion, maybe. But I think it's really Brown Boots, Maelstrom, then back for travels, and then into BKB, Ags. I don't like Daedalus here. I don't know why that's listed. I think it's more Maelstrom, BKB, Ags, those kinds of things. Potentially Gleipnir, all that kind of stuff. Potentially Lincoln's. You could potentially get a Daedalus. I don't think it's the best, but I think it's more of you want to get, you know, you do your magic damage. Use your spells. Use your Sleight of Fist. All of that kind of stuff. Next, we're going to go Invoker. I'm not a huge Invoker player, but I think you pretty much always go Urn of Shadows on this hero. If you need the Spirit Vessel, it's really, really good. You could potentially go Orchid if you want. Phase Boots, Orchid, Blink, BKB, Ags. I think Ags is really, really good, obviously. You get the Cataclysm, which is very good, and that's really, really good against, like, or paired up with Void and stuff like that. I think Cataclysm is what makes this hero strong. I think if you're not using, like, some kind of Cataclysm setup, I just don't love the hero. So that's why I think buying Ags is very, very important. But you can obviously use all your spells, get your Orchid, get your Blink, get your BKB, get these kinds of things, and play Invoker if you're a very good Invoker player. Obviously, you probably would know how to build that better than me because I'm not a huge Invoker player. So, for KUNKKA, I'm going to go Phase Boots. I'm going to go Bottle. I would go Armlet probably, BKB, Silver Edge. I would probably go Silver Edge before BKB, but it just depends on the game, how much you think you can get away with it. If you need BKB, go BKB. If you can get away with Silver Edge first, go that. Then from there, I'm probably not actually going as much right-click damage. I mean, you could go right-click damage. I'm probably going to go more like, you know, team items in the sense that I'm going to go maybe Heaven's Halberd. You might get an Assault Cuirass. That's still pretty good, but I would probably get an Ags. Ags is really, really good. I would probably get the Shard. That's really, really good. I would just go more control team fight items, and then, I mean, potentially even a Scythe of Vice, AC, these kinds of things. But I wouldn't get, you know, I don't love the right-click damage stuff as much as I used to on KUNKKA. Next, we're going to do Pangolier. So Pangolier, even though this is the off-lane thing, I'm pretty sure I would go 4 Orb of Corrosion. I would go Maelstrom. I would use my ult off cooldown to kill people. And then once I get Maelstrom, I would probably even get Diffusal Blade, Blink, all of this kind of stuff. Maybe Echo Saber, but probably not anymore. Echo Saber's been nerfed enough. I would just go Maelstrom, potentially Diffusal Blade, Blink, and those kinds of things for this hero. Ags, definitely. And Ags Shard, definitely. All of this seems pretty good from here. I would potentially go Boots of Travel, though, instead of Arcane Boots. Arcane Boots is nice, but I would probably go Boots of Travel instead. Next, we're going to look at Puck. So Puck is basically similar to Spirit Heroes in that I would go with some Null Talismans. I would go Witchblade first, Blink, probably then into Boots of Travel, and Kaya Sange. I think this is definitely the build for this hero. If you need Yules, you can get it, but I would always try to get BKB instead of Yules as your survivability tool. Potentially Linken's if you need it. I wouldn't really go Dagon, but I would go Ags later. You definitely need Ags later. It's one of the biggest things, the biggest strengths with this hero. But Blink Dagger, Witchblade, sort of this mixed quasi right-click, quasi damage build with the Puck. Next we go Pudge. Pudge, it's kind of weird. Obviously, he doesn't play mid that much, but I would probably go Boots of Travel or Phase. This isn't really, I don't think this is a great build right here. There's not really too many to honestly select. Maybe this one is the best one. I might go Hood, but I would probably go Blink. I probably want to get a Blink as fast as possible so you can blink on people. But I would go Hood, then eventually maybe Pipe if you need it. Maybe the other upgrade to Hood. I always forget what it's called, but the other upgrade to Hood, BKB, just you want to tank up, you want to get a heart, you want to get armor, you want to get blinking in there and just like doing a ton of damage to people when you blink and surprise them and hook them and all that stuff. So Blink is super important. I would love to get Blink first. Next is Queen of Pain. Queen of Pain is one where you do go Boots of Travel, I think. I think you just go Boots of Travel on this kind of hero. It's like a Spirit hero. You want to have, you know, presence on the map. Next, you can go Orchid. If it's a good Orchid game, you can go Orchid. If it's not a good Orchid game, I would honestly think about going BKB first before Orchid. Or I would go Kaya Sange, then BKB. So it's basically Orchid, Kaya Sange, then BKB, or BKB first. Then from there, you can choose, do I want to upgrade my, spells? Do I want to get Ags for better Sonic Wave, all of that kind of stuff? Or do I want to get, and then do I want to get Shivas and Linken's? Or do I want to go a little bit more right-click damage? Do I want to go more into a right-click build with like Satanic and some other stuff? You can even buy MKB on this hero. You can buy Sheepstick, all of that kind of stuff. Do you want to right-click a little bit more, or do you want to go with your spells a little bit more? That's Queen. Storm here. So Storm, I would basically go Boots of Travel every time. I would not finish Treads. I know that this is the normal build here with Treads and Soul Ring. I see Paparazzi doing it a lot. It obviously is very good high level, but I just think with this hero, the way I think you want to play it at lower MMRs, it's very, very good to get your Boots of Travel and just be everywhere on the map. I think it's just so good. So either I am getting Brown Boots, I'm skipping Soul Ring and going straight into the Orchid if I think it's a good Orchid game. If it's not the best Orchid game, if it's a bad Orchid game, I'm probably either going Brown Boots straight into Bloodstone, or I'm going Brown Boots straight into Boots of Travel. Basically, I'm getting Boots of Travel first, and then I'm going back for one of these items. The problem is with Storm is that when do you buy the Kaya and the Bloodstone? Because basically what I like to do is I like to buy the Brown Boots, I like to get the Orchid, then I like to go back for Travels, then I like to get BKB because you need a survivability item, and at this point, people probably have something that can kill you, so then you get BKB, and now at this point, you're kind of at the weird spot where Bloodstone's a little bit late, but I still go back for Bloodstone. I usually go back for Bloodstone, even at this point, even though it's a little bit late, because it just is so, so good on the hero, and it helps you continue snowballing. Then from there, I will either, sometimes I complete my Bloodthorn. Sometimes I'll get Ags if I think it's a really, really good Ags game. Other times I will even go MKB, Linken's. I think it's one of these things where I love Linken's on the hero and I love MKB on the hero actually. It gives you a lot of what you want. It helps you split push. It helps you be a little bit more of a right-click damage hero. So even though MKB isn't on the list, I would include that as a possible item to buy on Storm. I think it is very good on the hero. Next we have Tinker. Tinker, pretty straightforward. You're going straight up Blink, possibly 2 null talismans, but always Bottle, Soul Ring, Blink, straight into Blink. Then I would say you probably should go Aether Lens, Ags every game, but you can also go your Shivas and your overwhelming Blink build and possibly BKB, because this hero can be like this weird tanky, unkillable beast with a lot of these items. But I would say for newer players or players trying to learn the hero, go Aether Lens and go Ags, just because it keeps you a little bit safer, keeps you out of the fights. Next we'll have Tiny. Tiny is more of a carry hero. I think But you can still play him mid. You pretty much buy Echo Saber every time. You probably go into your Silver Edge. You definitely want to buy your Shard as soon as it's available at 20 minutes. And then you go BKB, and then you can go more right-click items. You basically just play him as a carry from the mid. I just don't think the Blink build is that good. But if you're going to play him mid, you could potentially go Echo Saber and go Blink instead of going your Silver Edge. I definitely think that's a possibility. But eventually, you probably even want to go Silver Edge even if you have a Blink, and definitely BKB and more right-click items. Next, we have Void Spirit. Void Spirit is one of these heroes. I'm not exactly sure how I love to build him, but you do want more Null Talismans on this hero because it helps you clear waves faster. So Nulls are almost, required on this hero to have a couple of them at least. I do like Witchblade, but I think you need some kind of survivability, so I'm not sure if Witchblade is the best. It just depends. I love Boots of Travel on the hero as well. Kaya Sanj, I love on the hero. I think you definitely want to get Kaya Sanj, Ags. Then you can potentially go BKB, Sheep, these kinds of things. I've even seen people go Dagon, and it does work. The Dagon 5 build does work on this hero. But yeah, Witchblade, if you think you can get away with it, go Witchblade, go Kaya Sanj, go Ags, and then go BKB. I definitely think you want to buy BKB on this hero. I wouldn't go for Desolator that much. I wouldn't go for much of these other items, but maybe Octarine Core even as well, I would do that. So that's Void Spirit. And lastly, here we have Windranger. Windranger, you're pretty much, I don't even know if I would finish the Null. I would probably just go Brown Boots straight into the Javelin, straight into the Maelstrom. Then I would probably also buy Boots of Travel on this hero. I know Phase is pretty good, but I would buy Boots just because it gives you that map presence. Then from the Maelstrom, you're either buying Blink or BKB. I'm probably just going straight up BKB so I can survive. And then I'm even finishing an MKB, then potentially Blink to pick people off, those kinds of things. And then I'm just picking one of survivability, more gank, or more lockdown. So you need survivability, get your Lincolns. You want to, gank people, get Shadowblade. You want to kill people faster, get Bloodthorn, get Nullifier, get Sheep, that kind of stuff. And then I would always buy Ags as well in the hero, just to make you more survivable and you can run around the map a little bit more. So those are all the heroes that play mid and all of their builds for this patch. I think they're not going to change too much into the future. I think some heroes have different play styles, like Lina. It can switch up a little bit, but that's pretty much straightforward for this patch. That's how you're going to play these heroes this patch. If any new builds come along in the next patch, I'll probably just update the builds from there as we go for each hero, but that's mid. Those are all the heroes, and those are all of their builds. So thanks everybody for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all of those kinds of things. The links are below for my Discord, for my Patreon, if you want to support me or get coaching, and for my Twitch when I do replay reviews there. And as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.